Good afternoon, boys and girls. I am back today to read Miss Daisy is Crazy. I hope you had a wonderful Easter yesterday. I know it's spring break, so if you don't get to the videos this week, that is perfectly fine. You can wait until next week. This, boys and girls, is Kiki. Kiki is my daughter's green cheek conure, and we like to bring him out to get some fresh air, and he loves being outdoors. Okay, here we go. Miss Daisy is Crazy. I left off on chapter 9. So let me go to that. Okay. As soon as I got home from school, I went to my big sister Amy's room. Amy is in fifth grade. She knows lots of things. You've got to help us, I said. If the school reads a million pages in books, Principal Klutz will put on a gorilla suit and let us turn the school into a video arcade. I would do anything to see that, Amy said. Amy knows how to work the computers really well. She helped me make posters that said, let's turn the school into a video game arcade. Let's turn Principal Klutz into a gorilla. We tacked the posters up over the main street. Amy sent emails and instant messages to all the kids in fifth grade. The next morning, we tacked posters all over the school. I passed them out to the kids I saw. Mrs. Ropey, the school librarian, said we can put up posters in the library. Mrs. Sacco, the custodian, said we can put some up in the lunchroom and bathrooms. Mrs. Hyde, the music teacher, said we can put some up in the music room. By the middle of the day, everyone in the school was reading like crazy. Kids were reading during lunch, kids were reading during recess, they were reading through all their books and running to get more from the school library. I read a book about frogs, and I don't care anything about frogs. Some of the teachers were starting to get mad because kids were reading books when they were supposed to be doing other things. Please put those books away, Miss Daisy had to tell us. It's time for reading. Miss Daisy says she was sorry that we wouldn't be able to help us very much because she didn't know how to read. But she was nice enough to draw a big mural in the hallway with a giant thermometer on it. Every time we read a lot of pages, she would make the temperature line on the thermometer go up. On the top of the thermometer were the words that said 1 million. Soon kids were bursting into our room and yelling. Mrs. Biggin's class had read another 500 pages. Mrs. Hazenfrat said to add another 600 pages. It was fun watching the temperature go up. At the end of the week, our school had read almost half a million pages. It's a lot, huh, boys and girls? Football players, not very smart. Boys and girls, today we have a very special and famous guest, Miss Daisy said. His name is Booger Wiggins. Wow! The first thing that everybody said. Who's he? The second thing that everybody said. But I knew who Boomer Wiggins was because Boomer Wiggins was my hero. He was a quarterback for my favorite football team, the Chargers. Wow, a real football player in our classroom? Miss Daisy told us that Boomer Wiggins had a daughter in fourth grade, and that's why he was spending time at our school. When Boomer Wiggins walked into the class, everybody gasped. He was really big and had so many muscles that they poked right against his shirt. We all crowded around him, and Boomer let us feel his muscles. I couldn't even get my hands around them. Then Boomer picked up Emily with one hand. He was amazing. He gave each of us a little plastic football and he signed his name on each one. Does anybody have questions? Boomer asked. Do you like knocking guys over? Everybody laughed. What can you infer about Boomer Wiggins looking at the illustration or based on the text? What can you infer about him and why? Why do you say that? Even though I didn't say anything funny, everyone laughed. Mrs. Daisy just looked at me. Miss Daisy said that was enough of that talk, and I shouldn't be complaining he because she was the one who started it. I don't like knocking people down, Boomer told us, but sometimes we have to because it's part of the game. Mr. Wiggins asked Miss Daisy, is it true that football players aren't really smart? We all gasped. I was afraid Boomer Wiggins might knock Miss Daisy over. Excuse me? Boomer said, like he wasn't sure if he had heard the question. Well, somebody once told me that if you play football, you don't need to know how to read or write or do math or go to school. Who told you that? Boomer asked Miss Daisy. Everybody looked at me. I slid down so that my head was almost under my desk and hid behind my notebook. Oh, a good friend of mine told me, Miss Daisy. Is it true? If I didn't go to school, I could never become a football player. Boomer told us. I have to read and study my playbook very carefully. I have to write letters to my fans. Every week I have to study very hard to get ready for the next game. Did you go to college? Asked Miss Daisy. Yes, said Boomer. And when my football career is over, I plan to go back to school to become a doctor. Wow, I said. I want to go to college someday so I can become a doctor and knock guys over. Everybody laughed, even though, again, I didn't say anything funny. Then, to prove how smart he was, Boomer Wiggins read us a book and passed out bookmarks that said, Achieve your goal by reading. Miss Daisy said that even though Boomer read us the book to us, we could add 52 pages to the number of total pages we've read. The temperature level on the thermometer in the hallway kept getting higher and higher. Okay, boys and girls, there are only two chapters left, chapter 11 and 12. Those are pretty short. I will go ahead and read those tonight or tomorrow and send the last two chapters to you. Have a great day. Have a great vacation. Bye.